think we're live. Obviously, I'm not. And the first shout out will come from Connie saying, "Wow, that intro was super bad. You miss me so bad." Guys, welcome to Backstop Banter. As you can see on at least our live streams, Connie is not with us today. I think today starts his second day that he is with his other job with the Renegades in New York with his the minor league team up there. I think it's a AA. So shout out to him. Have fun with that. Can't wait to hear from you next week on everything that you're doing with the show or with the baseball game, which is awesome, I think. Wow, good show already. Lily says in the comments, Lily, if you want to join on here, absolutely come on in. But I do have Ethan on the live stream with us. So, Ethan, if you want to go ahead and give a shout out, I'll try to pull your audio up here on my computer. That way it goes through the Colorcast as well. So go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us about your day and all that whole 9 yards.
What's up? I'm Ethan. I'm Unwrapped's resident college basketball expert. I write for a site called CBB Review. My Twitter is at Ethan_Carboni, and the podcast for Unwrapped is at ATR Madness. Earlier today, we put out an episode interviewing Illinois' all-time leading scorer, Deion Thomas. Go check that out.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. I did not get the chance to see that yet. Is it on YouTube? Do y'all have a YouTube channel? I apologize for not knowing that.
It is, but it's not on YouTube. But we do have a YouTube. That's on Apple Music, Spotify, all podcasting platforms. You guys can check that out. Okay. It's pinned on our most recent tweet for Twitter if you want to go check that out later after the show.
Listen, I've got to figure out that pin stuff. I never realized or think about doing the pin and all that stuff. But you know what? I'm 36 years old. It happens. But as always, guys, my name is Michael. You can follow me on all social medias at MDLawson00. Follow us on Twitter with Backstop Banter. We also have Facebook page for Backstop Banter as well. We do have podcast, Spotify, the whole 9 yards on that. We're on all social or all podcast platforms as well. So, and of course, go to YouTube. Check us out on Unwrapped Sports page, Unwrapped Sports Network, and check out everyone that's associated with that as well. And for your viewers here that actually see our beautiful face, don't forget about the Colorcast. Go download that app. Listen to us there. As Ethan, you saying there, as you should join. Oh, yeah. Do appreciate everyone that views in on that as well. So, Ethan, how has your day been doing? Anything special been going on? Because for me, this work week's been troubling, I'll say that. But how about you?
And I got prom in 2 days, so I'm just prepping for that.
Prom. I mean, I forget how young you are sometimes. But
I'm half your age if you're 36.
I just turned 36, I think 2 weeks ago. The 8th. What is today? 21st. So, yeah, probably 2 weeks ago now. So, prom. Awesome. So, got a date?
Yep.
Awesome. Are we, like, getting a nice ride to go in this? Are we getting a limo? Or we got this hot rod that we're taking?
Nah, she's picking me up because we're going to a house up in Wisconsin afterwards. Me, her, and like 13 other kids. So, should be fun.
Hey, that sounds good. That sounds good. I can't believe prom. I can't. I will say this. I went to 4 proms in my whole life. I went my freshman year. I did not go to a prom my sophomore year, but then I went junior, senior, and then I actually went to prom my freshman year in college. But you know what?
How does that work?
A senior girl asked me to go. We dated through high school off and on for 3 years, and I was in college, and she asked me to go with her. So you know what? It was fun. Can't deny it. So I'm just going to ask you. I want to feel young again. What's the theme for y'all's prom?
Honestly, I think it's Pandora.
Pandora? Like, how do you?
I don't know. They said, okay, because you are seniors, we don't want you to stress about a theme. We're going to let the junior class board come up with it. They came up with Pandora.
Right.
I have no idea what the hell Pandora is, besides, Pandora's box, Greek mythology, or the music thing. I'm going to take a guess it's neither of those two things, so I'm just going to go and I'm going to enjoy myself.
Like, I want to think back. One prom that I went to, I think it was, like, under the sea, so it was all, like, aqua stuff. 1 year it was, like, a night to remember, so it was just kind of like La La Land, if you will. And one, I want to say it was almost like an Asian theme. I can't remember like that. Let's see here. Lily said, hey, I asked my a friend who was a freshman in college to prom my senior year because he was one of my best friends. So, yeah. Oh, we had a Star Wars themed prom.
That's a good one.
That is pretty dope. Like, that's awesome. I've never heard of anything like that, and I'm gonna remember that because my brother's a principal, and I'm gonna pass that word on to him. He's principal of a high school. Be like, hey, and he loves Star Wars, anyways. Like, that's a pretty cool theme. Like, you need to become like, what's another cool thing that you could do? Could you do like a Marvel theme? Everyone comes in superheroes. Like,
That would be fun.
I don't know if women could really. I guess like, do the color of a superhero. I mean, of course, you got like Captain Marvel. You've got Wonder Woman. Well, Wonder Woman's a DC. Don't kill me there. Black Widow is what I was trying to think of. Could not think of it. So I mean, I guess you could do some different things there. Would you, Lily? I'm going to ask you since you're in our chats with us. As a woman, would you want to go to a prom as dressed up more of a suit of a superhero, or would you want to be in the dresses? And it's weird that here we are, guys, talking baseball, and we're talking proms and dresses. But you know what?
It's called Backstop Banter, not Backstop Baseball.
Oh, well, they had a green screen too. Man, y'all were fancy.
Michael, I'm not sure if I've told you about my high school. Every Friday we get Sushi Friday. We get professional sushi chefs coming in to make us sushi.
Y'all have sushi.
A public high school, not private. A public.
Wow. My public high school on Fridays, we had Papa John's pizza.
I wish we had that. Not gonna lie.
Really? Like, I don't even think we have sushi in my county. Like, if there was sushi here, there's no way I would even touch it. Because
Kentucky doesn't have a body of water, does it? So that's it. That stuff's train ride. That's not like fresh.
Yeah, that's gonna be a few days old sushi. So yeah.
Hey, all he needs is salmon or a tuna. It works. You guys got salmon there, right?
No.
What fish can you guys catch in Kentucky?
Trout, bass, crappie, striper, which is another bass, a striper bass, catfish.
I've eaten catfish before. Catfish tastes good.
Catfish is good.
Not sushi, but I've had catfish.
Have you ever had trout, like rainbow trout or brain trout?
Yeah, I think I've had that.
Trout's really good. Let's see here. What other fish? Don't eat bass. Bass is not very good.
I love seafood.
See, I've never really ate too much seafood because it's really expensive.
Well, that also doesn't help that you live in Kentucky. You're not like right on a huge lake, like Lake Michigan.
Right. So, like when we go to the beach, that's where we usually always go for a vacation, the Outer Banks, North Carolina, or somewhere South Carolina like that. We'll go to, a fancy restaurant that they have, a local restaurant. And I always want to order seafood, but like the seafood stuff that they have that's ocean is usually more expensive. I'm like, I don't know if I like crabs or if I like lobster, and I don't want to spend $50 and not like this. So I just never do it. Northern pike, love largemouth. Oh yeah. Once the largemouth gets certain big, there's really not much taste. This is cool. Walleye. Have you ever ate walleye? Because they say they're pretty good. We have walleye here, but I've never ate it.
Never tried it.
Okay. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I did go to Red Lobster once. I got a Red Lobster like gift card for a birthday or something, like a $20 gift card, and I got crab legs, I think it was. But that butter that they give you, that melted butter, it was awful. If I didn't use that, I think it would have been okay. But
Crab's not my favorite. I'm more of a fish. Like, this is gonna sound so stupid, but fish and chips, like Boston, Northeast.
Okay.
I'm not gonna give the British any credit. Sorry, Callum.
Okay. Oh, now see, Long John Silver's, Captain D's, absolutely love.
See, I know Long John Silver's because there's like a combined Taco Bell and Long John Silver's by me. Or it used to be. So I would go get a taco when I was young, and then I'd get a side of French fries. And I thought every Taco Bell had that.
Oh, now Long John Silver's used to have the best French fries. Did they not?
My favorite fast food French fry. That's tough.
Right now it's KFC to me, But
I've never had KFC. I'm gonna probably go Popeyes. Popeyes fries are really good.
See, I've never had Popeyes. I'll take it back. I had it one time, and I didn't really like it too much.
The spicy chicken sandwich is better than Chick-fil-A's. I'll give them credit.
Really? See, I'd rather go to Zaxby's.
We don't have any within like 15 miles of my house. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, we don't either. But when I go to Lexington for stuff, that's like Zaxby's is a must.
I tried something earlier. That's why I was just drinking. There's a new type of Pepsi. I know you guys probably don't have it yet in Kentucky, but it's called Nitro Pepsi. If you want to look it up, it's actually pretty good. It's like it has like more foam like at the top, but like an actual like good tasting foam, not like the usual crap that you usually get out of a soda can. Because there's like implanted nitrogen in it, and you're supposed to like chill it first. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay, that sounds good. Wow, I just got a sudden crave for like a root beer float or something. My goodness, we just need to talk food. Let's forget.
Can we just get a food show for Unwrapped?
Like, let's go. Like, where's the best pizza you eat at?
There's a pizza place called Pequod's near Wrigley Field. It has the best deep dish in the world. I know Lou Malnati's will get a lot of hype from everyone, but like Lou Malnati's deep dish can't even hold a candle to Pequod's.
Okay.
Because Pequod's has like a caramelized crust, so like it's actually good.
See, I guess since you live in Illinois, I really shouldn't talk much about pizza because you all got the deep dish and the Chicago style and everything. See, here, it's still, there's no like mom and pop's pizza store really. It's either Pizza Hut, Long John Silver's, Little Caesars, or Domino's. That's about it for us.
See, it's not like a mom and pop shop. It's like a 70, 80-year-old pizza place.
Oh, really? So it's established for sure.
Yeah. I remember like my first time going there was after a Cubs game. I'm pretty sure they lost to the Reds. This was when I was like 7 or 8. And me and my dad went. For like the first 10 Cubs games I went to, they lost.
Good.
Every one of them. And then after that, like the next 10 to, I think it was 15 to 20, I think I've only seen them lose 3 times since those first 10.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think like the first 8 games I went to, the Reds lost. And then like the last 8 games I went to, the Reds lost. So, you know. It is
that's expected. They're the Reds. Same with the Cubs until our little 3 to 4 year streak of doing good.
Oh my goodness! But at least the Brewers suck too, right?
When's the last time the Brewers were good? And
I mean,
like good isn't actually winning a World Series because I'm sorry, you can go to the playoffs every year for 100 straight years, and if you don't win a World Series, congratulations, you did nothing.
Really? Are you that big on that? Because
it's championship or bust. Like, I know it's all about the money for the owners and players and crap, but like as a fan, would you rather watch 100 years? All right. Would you rather watch 10 straight years of playoffs with no championship, or 20 straight years making the playoffs 20 years making the playoffs 5 times but having 1 championship?
Love it, Jimmy. Personally, I would rather. I mean, I would like a championship, but at the same time, to see what the Cubs have done over 100 years before they ever won.
Oh, that was pathetic. Don't get me wrong. That was one of the most pathetic things you'll ever see in sports.
So I would rather not go 100 years before I win another World Series and take the 10 years being competitive in playoffs in that. But, I mean, like the last time the Reds won the World Series was in 1990. So, I mean, it's been a minute for us. But the Yankees are good year in and year out, but it's been over a decade before they've won it too. So, I mean, with that being said, the Yankees are actually doing that. They're staying in the playoffs every year, but they're not ever coming too close.
Right.
Sorry, I'm reading some of the comments here.
Yeah, my color cast isn't loading.
Okay.
I don't know if it's I don't think it's my connection, so I'll swipe out and then I have to go back in.
Just over 50 years, and you said 140 years. Says, guess making it in the 4 consecutive postseasons is insignificant. Being 1 game away from the World Series sucks, and winning the NL Central, it moved on me. That's pointless. And you know the 82 Brewers don't exist. Well, I will say
I'm 18, so I'm also not the biggest baseball fan. Football, basketball, I know. a lot more than baseball.
Right.
Baseball, I just have enjoyed my Anthony Rizzo, Chris Bryant,
Wait,
Starlin. The
wait.
oldest Cub I remember who used to be my favorite was Starlin Castro.
Okay. She's not a big Cubs fan, as you can tell on there. But
That's fine.
here's my thing, though. And I'm sorry, Lily, you and I usually always agree on everything, but even here you say you're 22, so like even in your lifespan, the Brewers haven't won it. At least the Reds have won it in my lifespan. So I mean,
and the Cubs have won it in my lifespan, and the Blackhawks have won it in my lifespan. Only thing she's got is a Super Bowl, and that Super Bowl has come with playoff failure every other year.
So I'm going to go with it. So I guess the Reds have a better, I'm going to say career, I don't know, longevity than the Brewers now, since, we have a World Series sooner than the Brewers. But let's be honest, the Brewers are way closer than the Cubs, nor the Reds right now, or the Reds.
Well, of course. That's obvious. Now she wants to come on. Please do.
Lily, if you want me to send you a link to or a DM you the StreamYard, I will go right ahead. No problem whatsoever. But
I was watching the Illinois football spring game before this, and I'm not sure how I'm supposed to feel about that.
Do what? What'd you say?
I watched the Illinois football spring game. I'm not sure how I can feel about that.
The Kentucky game got canceled because of snow, actually, so it's cool.
Did you hear my debate? Yeah. I love joining the one where it was you, Lily, and Connie. So entertaining.
Now, she's talking about they do some kind of a debate on Line 'em Up where two people debate, and I think the people can vote on who wins. I actually have not ever been able to time it right to listen to any of those debates, but I'm sure she has a following that it doesn't matter what she debates. I think she's going to win, but she's good. I'm not taking anything from you, Lily. She makes great points, and I love Connie, but a lot of his informations are feelings, and it's very easy to debate against. Like he's like, no, man, I'm just the best there is, and to him, that's good enough. So I'm glad she won. Congratulations. Oh, she's lost 2 debates this season. But one of these days, I might have to get in one of them debates. I think it'd be fun. But so let's dive into the East, because that's kind of what we wanted to talk about. I'm going to bring up the records here, share my screen, and I'll color cast people. I kind of talk to you all about it so you all can hear along. So we were looking at this a second ago. Whoops, I got to switch my screen. I apologize. And every time I say that, the song goes through my head. It's too late to apologize. So with the NL East, we are having a wonderful start with the New York Mets, who are 10-4, followed by the Atlanta Braves, who are at a losing record of 6-8, thanks to the Reds, who took 2 games from them. The only 2 wins we have. Third place, we got Washington at 6-9. Then the Philadelphia Phillies at 5-8, and the Miami Marlins at 4-7. Ethan, I just want to talk to you about this. Are any of these stats, and I know you've kind of coming on the show just to help me out since Connie was out. You're more of a basketball guy, but I do know you kind of keep up with Philly a little bit because you buddy Ben. Are you surprised at any of these teams here in the order that they are, under 500 already, over 500? Or what you got going on here so far?
I mean, you'd think, obviously in baseball, consistency is important, but Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, you'd expect the Phillies to be better, or am I crazy for thinking that? And I know they're only 13 games in, but it's still pathetic to see Philadelphia being down this early.
Looking at it, I want to look real quick. Let me check. NL East. Me and Connie both have the Phillies. No, I'm sorry. Connie has the Braves at number 1 in the East. I've got Philly at number 1. So right now it's not looking good for me. They're in all the way to 4th place. But this team is still trying to piece everything together. Castellanos, a former Red, held out quite a bit on the payday. Totally respect that. I think he was really wanting to see what the Reds were going to do. I actually think there was a chance that we could have kept him if we would have kept Winker. After that, I think he was playing his options. What I'm kind of concerned is, and people can see this on the screen, is The runs scored, they're at 57 in their 13 games, and runs allowed at 67. So they're 10 games under in their differential. To me, that's a little bit of a problem because this team is a pretty good, solid offensive team, I would have thought, with even Real Muto, Bryce Harper, and then Castellanos, and even many more. So I think it's just a slow start. I'm not going to hit the brakes yet, but the last 10 games, which we're only 12 in, they're 3-7. So I think they need to kind of figure things out, what's going on very quick. I don't know if I want to say I'm scared yet because, again, we're just 13 games in it, and it's still cold in Philly right now. So I still think they're definitely going to be better than Washington by the time this is over with because Washington is one game ahead of them in the win column and also one game ahead of them in the loss column. But yet they're a negative 20 in the run differentials as well. So I'm not really too worried. I'm more surprised of how well the Mets have done. They're plus 30 in that run differentials stat line. Plus 30. And their best pitcher right now is technically their third ace, with DeGrom being hurt right now. Max looking good. I can't even think of his name right now, but he's been their best pitcher. I've seen on MLB Network talking about how well he's pitched, and he's their third in their lineup. So only allow them 37 runs, and they're scoring 67 runs. Like Pete Alonso's having a lot better of a year starting out now. So this Mets team, maybe this is going to be the year. Again, 14 games in. So I'm easing on the gas with the Mets on this, and I'm glad that they're doing this. So what do you think of the Mets right now?
I mean, coming into the season, they had all the hype. And they're definitely showing why they deserved at least some of it. But at the same time, 14 games in, we'll see what happens. There's still a lot more to go.
Mm-hmm.
But coming into the season, they're the most bet-on team to win the World Series. That was there for a reason. They're not going to win the World Series because of it, because whenever that happens, it's not going to happen. So,
one thing I'm really excited about is Acuna has been, I'm trying to think. It was the Stripers is the team mascot. It's a Georgia team. I want to say it's a AA. He just started back playing with them. So I would say within 4 weeks that he may be back with Atlanta. So we actually see this offense maybe pick up a little bit. Who's been kind of, well, they've only scored 54 runs, and that is second from the bottom next to Miami at 40. So, I mean, the runs that they're scoring, runs scored obviously is a stat, has been pretty low. Acuna added into that lineup may help a lot. I don't know what their batting percentage is. Looking at this, their average, but I would assume it's very low because even against the Reds, they struggled at batting. So I would not lose faith in Atlanta, which that's – did I not put – well, I put Philly actually in the World Series against White Sox, but I really think Atlanta can make a big run still. I'm not going to hold out on them. I'm not going to say they're going to be too bad. Also, the stud himself, Matt Olson, has been looking excellent. Yeah, Olson's been looking great. Like, I think the presence in the locker room or in the dugout from Freeman is going to be missed, but Olson's offense, his bat has been doing well with Acuna matched up with that. I'm not going to say matched up, but teamed up together. I think the Braves are going to be just good. I do think Atlanta finishes number one if Philly can't get things going. But I think it's going to be a three-headed monster in this East. I think East is going to be a beast in the NL. You want to move over to AL, or do you want to talk any more about the NL?
I mean, Seiya Suzuki is going to win the NL MVP, but besides that, we can go AL.
Oh, who's he play for?
Cubs.
Oh, well.
I mean, can you blame me?
Listen, I do want you to talk about him. But let's go ahead. I want to hear about him because the Reds were considering holding out and trying to push for him. And some of the fans on all the fans page, Twitter page, and all this stuff is like, oh, it looks now like we should have held out for him. I don't know much about him, how well he's been doing, but some of the fans put on there is like, oh, yeah, we should have held out for him. But then other ones are like, listen, dude, we just bailed all of our money. We wasn't going to pay a dime for him. So what did we miss out on?
He's currently batting .387. He's driven in 11 RBIs, drawn 13 walks. He I think is the lowest percentage of any MLB player swinging at any pitch that's off the plate.
Okay.
So he's very smart.
So he's the real deal then, ain't he? Or
He seems to be. It's still early. Anything's possible, and I hate saying that, but as of right now, he's been the most disciplined hitter in the league, and he's only 29 or 27. I forget.
Here we can go on down to the NL Central since Lily's in here anyways. So the Cubs are 6-6 at 500.
They're currently playing right now against the Pirates, and they are.
Wow, I was going to say they better be winning, but
they're winning with the bases loaded with 2 outs for the Pirates, so not the best situation.
Gotcha. And St. Louis has only played 10 games when most other teams are up to 13 or 14, but they are 7-3, doing well at home. They're actually 4-2 on the road as well. Again, their run differentials are a plus 20. When you can score that many runs on 50 and 30, that big of a differential, you're going to win a lot of games. When you got the Reds, we are a differential of a negative 37. This team during spring training was like putting up 6 to 8 to 10 runs a game. Everyone's like, okay, this team is definitely going to be an offensive team. We're going to put up points. Now it's only if our pitchers can actually pitch. We may have 4 batters batting over 200 in the lineup. Like we had one guy, I think it was Fram is his name. I'm not for sure. Was 1 for 26. And everyone was like, this is pitiful. Well, after he finally hit 1, his next hit was a home run against his former team. So he was like 2 of 20. I'm sorry, it was 1 of 21. And then like the next game, he was 2 of 26, I think it was, with a home run. Well, now since then, he's got over 5 hits, and he's caught up with like most of our batters with like 5 hits. I think Joey Votto has 5 hits, and he's got like 15 strikeouts. So this Reds team, man, it's going to be a long year for me, but I finally have come to peace with it because I didn't get too hyped about thinking this team was going to be good from day one. And usually this is how it goes for me as a Reds fan. I'm thinking we're going to be good. Hey, we start out good. We're playing kind of in mid-level here. Okay, we're making a push. Okay, now we really suck. We're falling off. Now the season's completely over, and it's just June. Well, this year, we're already in last, so I don't have to just focus on the Reds, and that's what I'm trying to think. I'm just going to enjoy all of MLB. Yes, I am halfway a Blue Jays fan this year because I just love Vlad and Bichette, and even actually love Biggio. About said Bagwell.
Biggio?
Yes, Biggio. I was about to say on both of them.
I don't even watch baseball, and I know that.
Thank you. Well, I loved his dad in Houston when he was the Astros were in the NL Central. I just loved his stance and his approach and everything. I think there were the killer bees back with Biggio, Bagwell, and Berkman was all on the team.
Hold on. The Astros were in the NL Central.
Yes.
I forgot about that.
Honestly, that was probably like 5 years ago. They're in NL Central. Maybe longer than that.
I was gonna say it's definitely longer than that. They were not in the NL Central when the Cubs won the World Series. I'm not that young.
It's how long ago did the Cubs win the World Series?
2016.
Oh wow! Golly, I've got to find that out now. Let me check my phone here.
Anyways, Michael, you don't need to only focus on baseball because being a Kentucky fan, there's still 1,444 players in the transfer portal. You can focus on that.
You know what? I have a baseball show and a basketball show too. So as of right now, I need to kind of focus more on the baseball part of it. So I do need to watch all the other games too. So it does help out. But speaking of basketball and a Kentucky fan, Oscar Tshiebwe did just say yesterday that he's coming back. So I'm super stoked about that. The reigning player of the year is coming back for another season. So I'm really happy about that. Which I haven't seen you say a thing about it on your creating Mattis.
I'm still sad about Kofi.
Why?
Because he's going to the NBA draft, and I'm going to miss him. But at the same time, good for him.
Right.
And I'm excited for next season, no matter what. And I would be a college student, and I would get to broadcast for part of the radio station, and potentially for ESPN on ESPN Plus. So, I can tell everyone in Unwrapped, hey guys, tune in. I'm broadcasting. Who wants to watch some Bradley basketball?
That'd be cool, dude.
I would say we're gonna play Loyola, but we're not doing that anymore because they're moving to the A10. But
okay.
I'm excited. Next year for college basketball is gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh, I think so too. I think Kentucky is going to the Final Four next year, no matter what.
Unless St. Peter's makes it again.
Nah, we will destroy them next year.
Well, right, because every single player of theirs entered the transfer portal that was worth anything. And then their coach is at Seton Hall now. Now, Seton Hall is looking like a top-tier program, potentially.
Looking at the NL Central, are you surprised any of the teams in there, especially since you're a Cubs fan, Milwaukee, St. Louis? I'm surprised the Reds are already that low. I thought Pittsburgh would be at the bottom, but we are way at the bottom.
And now Pittsburgh's up on the Cubs now, so they're going to move up into 3 after this game.
Okay.
Because the Cubs aren't going to come back. I have no confidence in the Cubs.
Yeah, gotcha. But I actually think Milwaukee's going to win the Central this year. But St. Louis is looking pretty tight right now. Of course, again, 10 games in.
Yeah. My guess is that it's going to be either St. Louis or the Brewers are going to pull ahead in the final stretches of it, and we're going to see – well, we're going to end up seeing one of these teams definitely pull away and be a World Series contender. It's just a matter of which one.
All right, so let's go over to the AL East, what it's really all about, because the NL East really looks kind of weak to me. Again, I think the Braves are going to come around, but Toronto 8-5 with only a run differential of +2. I really like the run differential. I think it talks highly about how your offense matches up with your pitching. So I use that a lot, just so you know. You got the Yankees 7-6, 1 game back from first place of Toronto, and again they're 2 runs above. +2 on the differential as well. Now Tampa Bay is 7-6, and they are +5. Then Boston, who is 6-7, which have lost 2 in a row, a -3 in the differential, and they are 2-4 playing against teams above 500. They're right now in a series with Tampa Bay. Actually, that don't look like that's right. That can't be right because it says October 5th. So that don't make any sense. But they are 2-4 against teams above 500. Boston is a little bit struggling, I think, here lately, but Devers is looking good. JD Martinez is looking pretty good. So I'm not going to count them out. Like, this is going to be a 4-man or 4-horseman race to the finish line, I think. Baltimore, they're tanking forever. They probably will lose over 100 games again. Who you got in yours coming out as number 1?
Here, let me find a coin. I'm going to flip it like 4 times. Because that's what I'm probably going to end up having.
Okay.
All right. Tails. Tails again. If it lands on tails one more time, it's the Yankees. Heads. Okay, Red Sox.
Red Sox.
Just because I don't want the Yankees, just because I know Connie likes them. They were my second favorite team, but Connie likes them, so now I got to move them down a stretch.
Good. That sounds great. I love the way you think. So, speaking of the Yankees, I don't know how much is known, or if you do know much, but Miguel Cabrera is sitting on 2,999 hits in his career, which is wonderful. And honestly, it's amazing. Not too many people can say they've hit that Mr. 3,000 milestone. So Last night, I want to say in the 8th inning, there were 2 outs with a man on second and third. And Mickey comes up to bat, and good old Aaron Boone looks to the ump and gives him the 4 fingers. That sounds weird. And elects to intentionally walk Mickey. Sorry. Which was his only chance, or his last chance, to bat against the Yankees on that. I personally think that was a prick move by them. I think that they actually walked him. They're going to say to load the bases so, excuse me, so they could actually have a force out to end the inning. Because I think, like I said, it was like around the 8th inning, so it was a little bit late. And I think they were actually trying to set up a force out on any base to get out of the inning. But I also think it really was because they didn't want to give up that Mr. 3000 hit to Cabrera. Now, do you think it was a turd move by them, or do you think it was just straight strategic?
I think it was straight strategic, but they're going to end up looking like idiots because of it, and they're going to look like they're going to, in the eyes of the public, they're going to look like they did it on purpose. I don't think Aaron Boone is, unless they announced it, I don't think he's keeping track of that.
I mean, let's be honest. If you're a coach,
I feel like it's different from Mr. 3000 versus the home runs. And I feel like he's going to get that 3000th hit. I don't think necessarily it's going to matter who it goes down against. So I don't think Boone would care that much.
I mean, I agree with you because, I mean, it's not like it's giving up a home run for that 500th home run or 600 or something like that. But still, just to be a mind game going on or just to play the not us card, I almost feel like the move was because of that. Because even the fans were booing. And I want to say the game was actually at Detroit. I'm not 100% sure.
I think it was at New York from what I saw.
I just know there were some articles saying that they were booing. Some of the fans were really booing the intentional walking. So I assumed that it was at Detroit. But I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure the game was... Wait, wasn't? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that game was today, not yesterday, first off.
Was it today?
I'm pretty sure. Maybe not.
I've been up since 5 a.m., so I could be wrong.
Maybe it's not.
Let's see. Actually, I had it just pulled up right there, and it went away.
I don't know. I've lost track of time.
Records are great, but you still got to play the game. I say it's fair. I mean, I think it's okay. I'm not saying that it wasn't fair, but I do think it was kind of a prick move.
I mean, if you have people on second and third, isn't there already there's a force out at first? There's already 2 outs. Strike the guy out or get him to ground out. You've got a force out. I don't understand that. That's my only reason why I understand people could genuinely think that would be a thing.
Well, if you walk him the first, then it's bases loaded, so a hit to any base is a force out quickly. Like if it's hit the short and you bobble it, you can still get the second and get the out before the run scores. So let's see.
I guess. But like you still.
Okay, it does say.
If you really don't trust your defense at that point, then put new people out there.
Well, it's as sad as it is a game of analytics now, and I don't like it at all. So let's see here. Oh, yeah, it was today, I think.
Yeah, I was pretty confident I saw it was earlier, but
so it was a day game, yeah. Which the Tigers did win. It was at Detroit as well. So it took away a chance for him to hit that in front of his fans too, like hometown fans as well. So I have a little bit of a problem on that. But realistically, if I'm on the opposing team, I'm booing too. It was in Detroit, so does that play a more factor on possibly not allowing it to happen?
Yeah, maybe. I see that more.
I don't know. I wish they would have pitched to him, but I'm going to say this: if I was a Reds fan and it was a Reds team, I'd have been okay with the walk. So I can't say too much.
To be fair, when's the last time that the Reds had a Mr. 3000 hitter?
Pete Rose, and he did well over 3,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not sure if it's happened recently. I'm not sure if the Cubs even have one.
I was going to ask if the Cubs even have one, because I don't think there's too many 3,000 hitters. I want to say there's like maybe 5, like Cal Ripken maybe.
We got Cap Anson
Okay.
as our number one with 3,012.
Oh, 12, cutting it close. How many have actually hit 3,000?
How many people have 3,000 hits? 32 players.
Oh, wow. So that's more than I thought. Who has the most teams or most player on a team? Does it say?
No.
Okay.
Now I'm looking at Cap Anson's stats. Huh. He didn't even play with the Cubs his entire career either. So.
Do what?
He didn't even play with the Cubs the entire time. He played for the Rockford City, played for the Philadelphia Athletics. Because keep in mind, this guy was playing since 1871 through 1897.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I played for 27 years. Now I'm curious what his batting average was. Oh, wow, yeah, he was constantly batting 300. I mean, hell, one year he batted 415. His worst year ever was batting 272.
Oh, okay.
While he was with the Cubs, he batted a very solid 331 for his career. For 22 years, he was a Chicago Cub. You know what? Good job, Cap. You retired over 100 years before I was born, but good job.
I mean, that's one way to look at it, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, the greatest Cub that I've ever seen play with my own eyes is probably going to be Rizzo or Bryant.
I mean, those are pretty good ones.
Or Arrieta. I don't think I ever saw Sosa play, but even then, steroids, so I'm not counting it.
Really? You don't think Sosa is great just because of steroids?
Well, I've never seen him play.
Oh, okay. Okay, I thought
So
you said.
I'm not counting him as a great Cub I've ever seen play. Even if I did see him play, just the fact that others didn't do steroids, I'd probably put them over him. Also, they're the ones with the ring.
Right.
But Sosa's a great Cub, but the Cubs don't have a statue of him for that reason.
Right. Well, honestly, man, I know we're at 40 minutes here, but I don't really have anything else to talk about when it comes to baseball. Do you?
No, not much. I'm just keeping track of the Cubs game and getting disappointed.
I'm sorry. Kind of happy, just to be honest with you, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't like the Cubs.
I would say tank for a draft pick, but that's not the way MLB works.
Not too much. I mean, they all tank, but it don't pan out too well that way.
How many times are we going to – when's the last time we saw a prospect come directly from the draft to the MLB? No minors at all.
No minors, I don't think it's ever happened. Because they're drafting like 18 and 19-year-olds.
Basketball does it.
Yeah.
Soccer has 15-year-olds.
I mean, I
don't like using soccer as an example because I don't consider it a real sport. But
now we get deep.
I'm kidding. It's a sport, not a fun one, but it's a sport.
I mean, it is a sport, and it's actually fun to play. It's not fun to watch.
Well, you could say the same for baseball, depending on who you ask.
I agree. I totally agree with that. All right, Ethan, thank you again for joining on with me. Thank you, everybody that's tuned in and listened to us or watched us as well. Go ahead and give a shout-out where everybody can watch you, listen to you, find you on all the social medias.
At Ethan_Carboni and at ATR Madness for Twitter.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right. MD Lawson00 on all social media. In the bio, there's a link there's a link tree for all my social medias and every other platform I have. Also got a show on Sunday nights at 9:30 p.m. Eastern time. It is Count the Bucket. It's all NBA, especially with the playoffs going on. There's 3 or 4 of us guys that get on there, and we just talk all sports on that with that. And it's a lot of fun. And guys, go check us out on Twitter with Backstop Banter. Check us out on all podcasts as well. And we sure do appreciate you guys tuning in with us. Until next time, y'all have a good one.